Hey everybody, welcome back to the Forest Garden. We're going to do a little garden update here now and see what's growing and how well it's growing. Let's check it out. My first time really doing an update so far this year. I've had a lot of videos about planting a lot of stuff. Haven't really talked a whole lot, but it's the middle of the summer here now. I think it's July 13th. It's a very hot day. It's 27 or 28 degrees. Stuff is growing really well. It's calm. There's no wind. It's great. We've got a lot of stuff planted here behind me. We've got a lot of potatoes and potatoes and garlic and tomatoes. Had a few setbacks with a few things. Got some pest issues and stuff, which is all a part of gardening. So let's check it out. So this garden bed right here is exclusively potatoes, and I had bought some seed potatoes, which are these ones right here in front of us. They're called Red Chieftain, short season red potato. Those are growing great, and these ones here on the left are a variety of Newfoundland blue potato, and I'm primarily growing these for seeds. So I'm going to save, I might eat a couple, but I'm going to save the majority of them for next year. Because I've grown these potatoes before, and they're really awesome. They're like they're a white potato, and they've got like a blue kind of like purple skin. They're a favorite of mine, and they're difficult to get. They're not what's called a regulated potato, so you can't buy these really in stores. You can't walk into any of the local grocery stores here and buy these seeds. You can only basically get them someone you know who has saved them throughout the years, local farmers and that sort of thing. So I actually got these from a friend of my dad's, and he was lucky enough to be able to get some. And he gave me a couple, and so those are going to be next year's seeds, so I'm going to exclusively grow those ones. Over here as well, and these are what I had left over from last year. So I ate pretty much the majority of them. I had probably 2 dozen or so, and I planted them all, planted them all here in this bed here. I had onions in this bed last year. So this year, half of the bed is potatoes. And so between this bed here and these ones over here, I'm going to have a lot of seed potatoes for next year. So that's great. I won't have to buy any. And they're going to be the variety that I like, which you can't buy, so it's perfect. And here in this bed, I don't know if you can see it really well through the mesh, but these are onions, and this is where I planted my onions this year. So I've got 3 rows, as you can see here. I've got a row right here, a row right here, and another one off to the side. And in between, I planted 2 rows of carrots. I can't remember the variety. I think they're Nant Corliss. They're a little bit of a shorter carrot, which grow a little bit better in the soil kind of makeup that I got here. One thing that I'm doing this year that I've done last year is I multi-sowed a lot of these onions. So you can see right here, there's like 3 in that bunch. A couple of them have 4. That worked out really well last year. You can see my video from last year and see my harvest video and stuff, and they grew really big. The variety is Isle of Craig, I do believe. So this is a method that I got from an English gardener, a master gardener, Charles Dowding. Anyone who is into gardening probably knows of this guy. He's an absolute wealth of knowledge. So for me, the benefit of the multi-zone technique is that I only got so much space in here in the garden, and it really helps me grow more vegetables in a smaller space. And to be honest, on the seed packages and stuff, depending on the vegetable that you're growing, it'll tell you to leave like 10 inches between plants and a couple of feet between rows and all that kind of stuff. But I don't find that is necessarily true. You don't really need to do that. It's okay, I guess, if you're doing commercial farming and stuff, but doing that in a space like this, you'll have next to nothing at the end of the growing season. So I do this, it works out well. And if you're ever wondering or worried about, breaking the rules of the seed packets and the conventional knowledge in gardening, I think you can do it, and I think it'll be worth your time to do it, especially if you got a smaller garden space. So it's definitely something that I would recommend doing, and I have done, and it's been successful. Over here in this bed we got some garlic. Planted those last October or November, and these are starting the bulbing process now. And the way that I can tell that is by these curly bits right here, which are called garlic scapes. Basically, if I let this go, this would grow vertical, and that little bulb right there would turn into a flower, and then you would get seeds from the garlic. But we don't really want that because we want to eat the garlic. So I'm going to go around and crack all these things off, and you can actually eat these. It also signals to me that the bulbs have started their bulbing and swelling process. Within another 3 or 4 weeks, these should be done. I think last year I harvested them at the middle to late August, like August 20th or something like that. These beds right here, I've got a multitude variety of stuff. I've got some corn planted right here because when I was planting them earlier in the season, I didn't really know what to put here, so I planted some corn, which is doing excellently. And over here in this bed, 2 different varieties of beet. And over here I've got just like, I think it's called bull's blood, and yeah, it's just a regular red variety of beet. And over here I've got, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a type of golden beet. And I've grew those last year, but I didn't have very many of them. So this year I planted half of the bed with them. Also multi-sown. It's difficult to see right now because it's just a bunch of leaves. Vegetable hasn't actually formed yet. So this bed right here is my tomato bed, which is doing really well. So I just watered all this stuff. And I got, I don't know if you can see it in here, but they've started to flower, which is awesome. Middle of July, so probably by the end of July I'll probably have some small tomatoes off of these, and then in August and September it'll just be more tomatoes that I know what to do with. And in between here I've got some onions that I